Hey, beer tubers, this is Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Today I'm joined with fellow Beer Geek Nation and beer tuber Jameson from Jameson's Beer Reviews. He's Tantrum777 on YouTube. And today we're going to be looking at a beer from all the way from Denmark. Well, he's based in Denmark, Mikkeller, and his Beer Geek Breakfast Oatmeal Stout. It's a 7.5% oatmeal stout brewed with coffee, hence the breakfast term. So I think we both like this style a lot, so should be a good beer.
Yeah, it definitely should be. It should be interesting. I've never had it before, and I've only had a few Mikkeller beers total, so.
Yeah, same here. All right, let's get this thing opened.
All right.
A decent hiss on mine. I know there's been some issues with some of his beers being undercarbonated.
Yeah. The Mikkeller Black had that issue for me.
Oh wow, that's a nice looking head I got on this one. Mostly did a pour down the middle. Good looking beer so far. Yeah, you probably poured it just a little more aggressively than I did, but I got 2 fingers of pretty dark kind of tan. Well, I guess into regular brown color head on there.
Yeah, it looks like a really dark head actually. I'd call that straight up brown actually.
Yeah, probably there. You have a little better lighting than I do, but I can't see a thing through it.
Neither can I. It's black as night. Man, that smells good.
Yeah, oh yeah, it smells like a good stout. You get your roasted notes. The oatmeal's coming through a lot. I don't know about you. I'm getting a lot of oats coming through.
Yeah, so do I. It's like smelling fresh oatmeal in the morning.
Yeah, it's got that. I get a little bit of coffee notes in the background.
I get quite a bit of coffee in there
Let me
on
scroll
this
mine
one.
up a bit more. It's coming through a little more, yeah. Maybe just this tiny bit of alcohol, but that's really just digging down deep with it. It's good smelling oatmeal stout.
Yeah, the alcohol's well masked as far as the smell, I'd say. It's making me happy, man. That's a really good smelling beer.
Yeah, it is. Ready to dig in?
All right. Well, cheers, Ryan.
Cheers. Oh, that's smooth. That's real smooth.
It is smooth. Get a nice punch of coffee right up front.
Yeah, kind of coffee up front, and then it seems like the roasted malts kind of come in, and then I get like dark baker's chocolate kind of in the aftertaste at the finish.
Yeah, that's good call on that one. It has like a nice bitter finish. It's definitely not oversweet.
Yeah, it's pretty fairly well balanced. I mean, we weren't getting any hops in the nose, but I'm guessing a lot of the bittering's probably coming from the dark malts in there.
Yeah, and the coffee probably too.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, the coffee. But it's smooth, so whatever they're doing with that coffee, they're not extracting out, any kind of the too much bitterness, I would say. But certainly there's some in there. And
For
it's,
mouth for mouthfeel, I'd say it surprised me a little bit. It's not as thick as I was expecting it to be.
yeah, I was just gonna go there, and you're right. It's I'd say more medium light body, especially considering how dark it is.
Yeah, it's definitely got some burnt notes going on in there too. Like they must be using some real dark malts.
Yeah, definitely. But it does have a creaminess to it. It's thinner than expected, but the oats kind of help out some creaminess in the mouthfeel.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. And the head's kind of creamy too, so
Yeah.
that helps it out too.
Yeah, it's probably one of the closest bottles that I've had where the head's kind of has that almost nitro-like creaminess to it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
it
lot of
does.
just small bubbles coming off it. I mean, we didn't mention that, but I just get a ton of tiny little bubbles. It kind of reminds me of like if they put it on nitro.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. There is a lot of small bubbles in that.
But yeah, just nice coffee up front, not too overwhelming. Definitely there. Um, yeah, in the middle, I think I get a little more of that burnt note you're kind of talking about with the roasted character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not well on my palate. It's not quite going like smoky like some can, but it's and then yeah, I just got a lot of like dark chocolate in the end. I could see drinking this beer for breakfast because it isn't so thick that early in the morning you could probably be able to drink a dark beer like this.
Yeah, definitely. Have some eggs in this, and you call it breakfast.
Oh yeah, this is. I mean, this is kind of like if like what Guinness should be if they like bumped it up to from like 4% up to 7.5. You know, you'd hope it would be like this kind of beer. Just
Yeah.
because it has that kind of light, almost dry Irish stout kind of thing going on with it, but then they add in the coffee and a good amount of oats. All right, so what kind of rating do you think you give this one?
Well, I think that I'm a little bit disappointed by the mouthfeel, so I'm not going to go too high on it, but it is definitely a solid beer. You can tell it's totally got the oats and the coffee in there as advertised.
Right.
And the carbonation is nice. It's got a really good head retention on it. So I'm going to go A minus. I really like this one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. A minus. Pretty much the same reasons. I mean, it's just a little light on the mouthfeel, but which does kind of help with drinkability. But it just kind of, such a dark beer, expecting maybe a little bit more. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it does what it says on the label. It's a really well brewed, excellent, oatmeal stout with coffee in there, and I think they balanced it out really nicely. So yeah, A minus for me. So okay, Jameson and I are pretty much on the same page with this beer, both giving it an A minus. Not the cheapest beer for a bottle that's a little under 22 ounces, but I would recommend you pick it up if you do like oatmeal stouts or coffee stouts or anything like that, because it's really well brewed beer. So it's gonna wrap it up for today. Big thanks, Jameson, for joining me here. It's a lot of fun as always, and please
Yeah, no
comment
problem.
and subscribe and all that stuff. And cheers.
Cheers.